Hello guys, welcome to Python Crash Course Part 1. In this video, we will learn how to install Python and then go on to learn the basics of coding in Python. So let's get started. To download Python, you just go on to python.org/downloads, or you can search for Python in Google. To download Python, just click on download Python 3.8.2, which is currently the latest version. So let it download. For installing Python, we just have to click on this icon. This window pops up, hit run. This window pops up. Just remember to check the add Python to path. Then click install now. Yes. So now the installation is complete and you can hit close. Now for the sake of this video, we are going to use IDLE, which is the basic text editor that comes with Python. So to launch IDLE, just go to start, search for IDLE, open it up. Okay, here we are. Here is the IDLE text editor. Now to start writing some code, just hit on the file, new file, and now we can start working on our Python file. To show you an example, we are just going to write print, then conditions, hello world. Now save it. You can name it whatever you want. I'm saving it on desktop. Python save. Now we can head on to run and then click run module. So here we go. This is our program. It shows hello world. We just printed hello world using the print function. Let's see if we can print anything else. So let's see, cats. Save that and hit run, and it prints out cats. So here the print function is used to print out anything you wanted to print. Just have to follow the basic syntax. Anything you want to print out has to be written inside these quotes and these parentheses. Now you can also use single quotes to print out stuff like dogs. Let's hit save, then run it. See, it prints out dogs. In Python, single quotes and double quotes mean the exact same thing. Whereas in other programming languages, single quotes are used to define characters and double quotes are used to define strings. Let's move on with variables. Now, variables are essentially used to store data. Variables can be classified according to the data that they hold. Now, the most common type of a variable is an integer. An integer type variable stores numbers without any decimal points. Let me show you an example with an integer type variable. First of all, you have to give your variable a name. You can call it whatever you want, but in this case I'm calling it A. After that, you have to use the equal sign or assignment operator. And after that, you can assign your variable a value. In this case 10. Now you can use the type function to verify a variable's type. As you can see, the class is of int or integer type. Also note that quotations are only needed when you are printing out strings. If you are referencing a variable in the print function, you do not need to use the quotations, which is also true for functions or methods. Now let's see an example of float. As you have seen previously, with the case of integer type variables, the declaration of float type variables is exactly the same, but only this time the value must have a decimal point. As you can see, the variable is indeed of type float. Now let's see an example of a string. Now in case of strings, quotation marks are used as a starting and an ending point of the string. Now here you go, you can see the classes of string. str indicates that it is of class string. Now quotation is important for declaring a string, but the type of quotation does not matter. You can use single quotes as well as double quotes to declare a string, but just remember to end with the same quotes that you started it with. Now let's see an example of complex variables. Now if you are familiar with complex numbers, you can see the imaginary part of the complex number is defined with j, and here we can see the class is complex, and thus it denotes a complex variable. You can perform logical operations between integers or floats, but you cannot use them together. For that you have to use typecasting, which will be discussed in a later video. As you can see here, I have declared two variables, a with the value of 2 and b with the value of 3. And here I am creating another variable c with the value of the sum of a and b. Now again I am printing out the value of c. So you can see the value of c is 5. You can also print the summation of a number at the print function itself, as you can see here. You can also perform the arithmetic operations with floats. Here you can see the answer, 5.7. Here I am showing an example of the different types of arithmetic operators that you can use for any kind of arithmetic operation.